Welcome back to another week of Knowledge is Key. Like I always say, I don't know where you are. If you're in and sorry, I'm breathing so hard, y'all, because I just had to run to the people behind us. They're playing their music so loud. I'm like, yo, I'm filming. And so I had to run back. But I'm here. And today we're gonna have a great show. I have one of my good friends. She's here. She just put a book out. She's been doing amazing things, and I just think this conversation that we're going to have today, it's needed, especially because when we're going to go through her book, and there's different chapters, especially like chapters on bullying, chapters on getting high, chapters on there's chapters on pretty much everything that you need for like your walk of life, and not related to a lot of the stuff. So without further ado, today I have with me my beautiful friend Tonya Banks.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, some of you guys may know Tonya. Of course, if you guys are Little Women LA fans, she is the original OG.
Little boss in the
You feel me? And I'm so, I was telling Tonya earlier today, I said, girl, you was on time. I'm so used to everyone being so late, and even just myself being so late, but it's okay. I've learned that you're going to be the on time for both of us.
Right.
Oh, look, we did all this to get the TV, and I didn't forgot to put my logo back here. I mean, cause I swear, having to tell them to turn that music down, that was like a task and a half, but it's okay, we got it. So, boom, good morning.
Good morning, Mama.
How was you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Surviving the coronavirus.
I know. And even I like the cute mask you gave me over there too. I'm definitely gonna put that one on. But it's white. My makeup is gonna be all in it.
Well, you could wear the little cotton one first, and then
throw that one
top. But
for
cuteness.
Yeah. Even last night when I went to go get something to eat, I forgot my mask, and I always just get I can't walk through the threshold of the door without my mask, but once I actually sit down to my table, it can come off.
Right.
Like, I just feel like, what is it, like that corona knows? All right, don't get her when she's walking to her seat, but when she sits down, she's off limits, corona. Right. Only while she's walking through the restaurant.
They want you to eat.
No, they really do. Even the place I was at yesterday, I feel like they had a makeshift outdoor, because I was like, I don't think this was supposed to be here. We're kind of in the walkway to the elevators. I think y'all made this. So what's been happening with you? I know because show productions. Well, here in LA, we were saying how
everything's shut down. They need to hurry up and open up, because in the other states, like the southern states, they're open filming. In fact, Little Women Atlanta, they're filming as we speak.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's up? California, LA need to be in the house.
Yeah, LA's playing though.
Playing, girl.
Playing
too many games.
I've been feeling I during this whole pandemic, I've kind of been tired of living here. I need to.
It's like, okay, should I take a plane and go somewhere else?
Yeah, because even to go places right now, even to leave the country and stuff. And if y'all know me, you know I love traveling. They be like, oh, you live in a hot spot state. Right. You can't come. But if you lived in Delaware, you could. What?
Right.
Oh gosh, get out of here. Well, I hope that you guys get to start a production soon, because I feel like all the cycles and show cycles are gonna be kind of
off
next year.
And they're missing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of true, real issues that we're going through. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm not letting grass grow under my feet. So.
You're not. We got something to talk about today, because you definitely have a project. I'm going to learn how to transition this screen better. Girl, I am. But until then, I'm going to be switching cameras to transition. If you guys are watching on YouTube, I'm literally getting new to this. But, boom, now on the screen, we got what we need. So, you have a book out called It's Not What You're Called, It's What You Answer To. And I'm gonna let you know right now, y'all, this book is steamy.
It's like a little roller coaster,
Yeah.
When I wrote this, this was my truth. I wanted my viewers, fans, whatever, to know how I was raised, what I went through, and what created Little Boss.
Yeah.
So, I wasn't born with the little silver spoon and all that stuff, but native, born and raised in California. And you know, the struggle. I mean, everyone has a story. I understand that, but you know, you have different struggles and different journeys. And I wanted just to share my journey because I know the things that I went through. Anybody can relate, or everybody can relate to something.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just letting them know, showing, giving to the viewers or to the readers that the cards I was dealt, how I dealt with them.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't, you get a hand, you might have one trump card. Well, I'm going to use that trump card and I'm going to play to win.
No, for real. Like, I feel like in everything in life, it's like, even like when people are like, you know, like if you were born and raised in an area where the area might have not been bad or good or whatever it is, it's like, it's not really like where you come from, but it's what you do with what you got from where you came from.
Exactly.
Like, you know, because it's like two different people can grow up in the same neighborhood,
same house,
same household.
Girl,
Listen, little brother, I love my little brother to death, but bro, I had no idea how you turned out to be doing all this and stuff on social media. Like, we were in the same house. I don't know, but I love you. I love you, no matter what, you know.
Yeah.
But it's
exactly.
like same household. You could be eating the same Cheerios. Like, life be different.
But everybody's different, and
Yeah.
how you interpret, you know, things is different.
Yeah.
How you see things, you know, we might see the same movie, but I have a whole different interpretation, or I get a whole different message than from what you got.
Yeah, and I think this book is important because, especially like for people who, some people, you know, because I remember, oh my God, I think it was like earlier this year, for the first time I seen the clip of you on, was it on Martin?
Yeah.
On Martin, and I was like, wait, Tonya was acting back in the day?
Girl.
Like, you know, and it was just like,
I've been in the business for 30-something years. So, yeah, that Martin episode, I think we filmed that, because I was on 2 episodes of Martin. And that episode, I think we filmed it like in 93, 94, 1993.
I think I'm not going to age myself or anyone's self, but I'm just going to let y'all know that I was still pulling up Pampers. Like the Martin. He's like the Martin's like, let me get it straight. I was just born.
So, but yeah, I've done, you know, and people, I've been in a lot of videos. I was in Ludacris video. What is it, Stand Up? When you
just like
that.
I need to go watch that now.
I was in like 3 or 4 of Master P's videos. Eminem, what was that? What was Eminem's group?
D12?
D12. I was in D12. I think it was 2 of their videos. But it was part of, I've done, you know, I did theater, commercials, videos, movies, series, sitcoms, now reality show.
And I think sometimes people only know you from reality TV. Mm-hmm. So, you know, not even that they only know you, but like the last thing they remember
because it's on now.
Yeah.
And it's every week. You know, it's like you see me every week on your TV. Where before it was, you know, it was different gigs. You know, different. You know, some. And a lot of times I work behind the scenes too, so.
I actually got a question. So, by the way.
Oh yeah, he's Disco. So he's the man behind the camera. No one knows what Disco looks like. You just hear Disco's voice.
Yeah, you just hear my voice.
Okay, Disco.
Yeah,
he's in it.
I'm here too. What's interesting to me is, you know, you mentioned you got started doing Martin in '93. How did you come about getting those roles? Because even back then, it wasn't a situation where, you know, like, oh, somebody find you on social media or you know.
Right. So, okay. It's a long story. I don't know if I think I put that story in here. So, when I was younger, I had hydrocephalus, where I had like a little.
Oh yeah, no, that story's in there. Yeah.
And so I went to the hospital. So I was in the hospital. I had to have a couple of brain surgeries. Well, when I was in the hospital, that particular hospital I so happened to be born in, they told me what type of dwarfism I was. And they gave me literature to a foundation called Little People of America that was founded by Billy Barty. He was a little person who was an actor. He passed away now. But so I got in contact, or my parents got in contact with the organization, the foundation, and I started going to some of the meetings, and they would have conventions. Yeah. So one time a year, like during summer, they have a convention in a different state. Well, I went to one of the conventions where they have different doctors to kind of help us with the different types of dwarfism, because it's like over 300. Mm. And each dwarfism, they have different medical issues. Some have more than others. My type of dwarfism is called achondroplasia, which is the most common type of dwarfism. So when I was going to the events, they were doing a movie called Under the Rainbow, and they wanted all these little people, and so they went to the foundation, and so they gave them a list of everybody who was a member. Well, when they called me for the movie, I was too young, so they said, "Oh well, you're too young, so we can't use you." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was in school anyway, so after I graduated from high school, it was so ironic because I was job hunting. I had took acting in high school and everything, so it was my major. And then I was job hunting, couldn't get a job to save my life. And the casting company who had all of our names, they called me. And they were like, we got your name from the foundation, and we kept you on file. How old are you now? And I'm like, I'm 18. They were like, oh, great. So we would like to know if you would like to work on a show called Webster with Emmanuel Lewis. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, it's only for 3 weeks, but it could go further, you know. I was like, sure. That's
like 18, 3 weeks. That's not like a lifetime. Right. Mama, I made it.
So I started doing the film. I started working on that, and it actually went from 3 weeks, and it was picked up, and we did 6 years.
Oh, dang. That's so... Like, you know, that's like me sitting there watching 7 episodes or seasons of Girlfriends. Like, I wonder if they even, like, they get called for a pilot and then boom. Actually, you guys are going to be on for the next 3 years.
Well, I mean, it just happened. It just, each year they get picked up.
Yeah, picked back up. So how many years is 6 seasons? Is that 6 years or is that, because I feel like
it was 6 years at the time. Okay. It was 6 seasons. It was one season a year, and they went over 100 episodes. Okay. Nice. I think 5 years is syndication. Yeah, you go over to the 100 episode, and then, like you said, it turns into syndication. And so from that, like they have hiatus. So on hiatus, the casting company had me registered. Mm-hmm. So during hiatus, they called me to do this commercial. And so I was extra in the commercial, and it was another little guy there. His name was Joe. And he said, hi, how you doing? My name is Joe. I'm with an agency, and we don't have any black women in the agency. Well, I was the first black first black little woman that was in the Screen Actors Guild.
Oh, lit.
Well, I wasn't in the Screen Actors Guild at that time, because at that time they had Screen Extra Guild. So I was in the Screen Extra Guild. But then he was like, well, after we get off, follow me and I'll take you to my agent. So after we was at Burbank Studios, I think, and we went to the agency office. And when I walked in, she was like, oh my God, you're so proportionate. You are cute. You're black. We don't even have any black women. Yeah. So she's like, oh, you have to join our agency. I would love to represent you. She goes, do you have pictures and a resume? I'm like, no.
Oh, these is where these pictures get
Right.
cut. Look, y'all, I'm about to. I ain't got some pictures in this book. Now I don't know if we can get the camera to zoom in on this hot body, but this is what she meant by so proportionate. Right when you said that, I was like, cause Tanya had this little Tulliard thing on. That's why. How do we get close on this picture? Cause can we pull we might have to do this in the.
We'll pull it up.
Zoom that in. He can't get in. We're gonna put this on the screen so y'all can see why Tanya was so proportionate in this outfit.
And then, so it was funny because her husband, he reminded me, I don't know if you guys might remember, it might be before y'all time, but it was this guy, the Frito-Lay man, and he was like Chick-a-ding, and he had
listen, we are the Popeye the Sailor Man, eating the spinach generation.
He told me, he said, I could take your pictures. And so then my agent's like, yeah, he's a photographer. He could take your pictures. I was like, oh, okay. So he took my pictures, and that was the finished product. And she was like, I can get you a lot of work with these pictures.
When y'all see, y'all know why when you see these pictures.
And she did. So she sent me out, and it was literally my first audition for a commercial.
Did you feel like you kind of opened the door, when you
Did you realize it back then?
I didn't realize it. No, I didn't realize that. I never realized that. But now that you say
that's why you little boss kicking the butt. That's why she always punching things on the screen, because she's kicking down doors for y'all.
And this one girl, her name starts with a J. I can't think of her name right now. And she came to me and she was like, you're opening the doors for us. You're making the pathway for us. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. I guess,
Sometimes you don't, I guess it's like you don't realize it until it's said by somebody else, because sometimes I feel like even with our careers and when you're living in what you're living in, you don't see outside of it. You're just there
I'm working. I'm just working. I'm doing and hustling.
To you, it's like these are my goals. These are my aspirations, and I'm just getting them.
And in the book, it tells you where the whole idea of me wanting to be an actress.
Well, there is one chapter that I did want to talk about with you in here. It was basically a chapter where you were kind of reflecting on when you went into middle school and you went to a new school, and then there was these 3 girls that were at the school.
Oh, that was middle school, yeah.
And then basically they thought they was gonna get you, but then you reverse bullied.
Yes, I did. I'll let them know, you better be careful. Big surprises come out of little packages. You better ask somebody. Yeah, so, I was in middle school. Well, it was junior high school at the time.
Well, no, I think it's still called junior high.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, junior high school. And at that time, the middle school or junior high school started in 7th grade. It was 7th, 8th, and 9th. And I had just had the surgeries, the brain surgeries. So when I started middle school, oh my God, I had little short hair, so I was wearing scarves and stuff all the time because they had to shave all my hair off.
Yeah.
And then it was these 9th graders. It was 3 of them, and they were big. I mean, one of them, she don't look like she should have been somebody's mama.
From the book, she seemed like, you remember the Friday movie? The one that ate the cookies?
Yeah.
What was her name? Not not Debo, but you know, the cousin. What was her name?
The one who played Rage. The girl,
yeah, and
the
she
rapper
was one who she kept eating the cookies. They would throw her like Baby D.
Baby D.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I was like. When I was there, like that was Baby D.
She was. Yeah, she was. And then she had, you know, her thing 1 and thing 2. And her peons or whatever you want to call them. And they would chase me. So, but they never could catch me.
Yeah.
And so one time it was doing nutrition, and I was eating my little cinnamon roll and drinking my little orange juice, and they snuck up behind me and grabbed me and was like saying, "Oh, we're gonna put you in the trash can."
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, and I'm like, this can't happen. And I was really strong because, you know, in the book it tells you I've never had a stool, so my body was built like a gymnast because I always hopped up on the counters, hopped up, you know, a climber, a professional climber. And so the girl that was holding my feet, I was kicking, you know, and so then, you know, she couldn't hardly hold, so she let go one, and I kicked her in a private area, and she dropped both the other foot and went down. And so then the girl was like, "Oh, she kicked me." So the girl who had my hand, I reached over and I bit the heck out of her arm, her wrist.
So what you're saying is, if we getting jumped out here, don't be afraid to bite.
Fight back.
Yes, fight back.
And the girl, so then once I bit her, she let go of my hands. And she said, "The bitch bit me." And then I just ran. They never bothered me again because see, it was too much work.
Yeah.
See, if I would have allowed them to put me in a trash can, they would have been doing that on a daily basis.
Yeah. And I think that was like, because for me, I'm like, whenever we hear about bullying, which, you know, bullying is horrible, and, you know, it's happening even, like, I feel like bullying is taken to a new level now with there's just too much access to people, too much access in general.
Especially through the media, through the girl, because I get a lot of positive, you know, comments and fan mail and fan comments and everything, but I do get a few ugly ones. Like, you be like, "Really, girlfriend?" Like,
do you think
you don't even know me? Like, you only know what you see on TV. I mean, I never did anything personally to you.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it be tripping me out. But
do you think that the Tonya from maybe back when you were in middle school could have survived the different complexities of bullying that are today with social, like, mentally?
If my mom, my mom is deceased, but if my mom would have been alive, if I would have had the mom that I had then, have the mom now, yes.
Yeah.
Because my mom, she was a savage. She was a beast. She wasn't no joke.
Yeah.
God knew to let me be born through her.
Yeah.
You know, that for her to be my mom, because she was such a strong, and she didn't. It's 3 of us, and I'm the middle child, and I'm the only little person in my whole entire family.
Okay.
And she never treated me any different. In fact, personally, I thought she was a little harder on me than my other 2 sisters, and that's because she kept saying, "Look, I am not promised to be here, and you have to be able to survive.
Yeah.
You have to be able to take care of yourself. Nobody is gonna take care of you, you know." So that's she was hard.
Yeah.
You know, but I really, really, really appreciate it.
Definitely. And I think maybe sometimes when I think about, like, the bullying stuff too, sometimes I feel like the parent is going to play a strong role in how the child accepts or does not accept the bully. Like, you know, and I think like when we hear about bullying a lot, you never get to hear like, okay, well, my daughter was bullied, but she fought back and so can you. And this is how you actually beat the bully. Like, you know, it's more so like, oh, my kid's being bullied. Everyone help my kid. And can someone like do a fundraiser and take them to Disneyland to fix their woes? But it's like, no, their woes.
But now that situation, I don't know if you're talking about that little boy.
Oh, goodness.
Girl. Oh, that was a whole scam.
Yeah, no, it was.
It was a whole scam. And, I mean, I've done some like bully platforms, and you know, people say, "Well, you shouldn't say that." No, fight back.
I'm telling my kids to fight back.
Even if you get beat up, fight back, because they're not gonna come at you tomorrow because that's too much work.
Yes.
They like to pick on people who don't do anything. Cause they're the cowards anyway.
We need to.
They're the ones who scared.
We gotta wait because we were supposed to do the dun 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 dun. Whenever there is like some good information that you need to listen, so we gotta do the 3, 1, 2, 3, dun 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 dun. Like that's like the message. Fight back. Like
fight back, because and when I see those World Star or whatever, where they be picking on the person that's real quiet and to themselves, and then that girl get up and whoop they butt, I'll be like, yes.
Well, see, that's the issue.
Yes.
People don't realize that the quiet ones are the ones you got to
worry
about.
Okay. You know, stop picking on people. Leave people alone. Let them be them. They're not, you know, stay in your lane. But, you know, people, you know, I don't know. It's crazy to me. But, you know, a lot of times they've been picked on. So then they pick on somebody else, you know.
All they doing is
and I ain't gonna lie,
the energy that's happening to them at home or outside of that, and they just
exactly.
Yeah, that's. I mean, look, y'all. I'm gonna just be real. I think I was a bully in high school. I ain't even gonna say. I be like, no, don't be. I think I was a bully. I don't know where it came from though.
To be honest with you. Okay, so this is the first. I ain't never told nobody this. So when I was in elementary school, I told the story of when I was in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
In here. But after that, I was like, you know, I'm like, ain't nobody gonna mess with me. And it got to a point where I think I was messing with them before they could mess with me. You know, it's like, I'm gonna get you before you get me type of situation. And I was like, nah, that ain't cool.
So Tonya became the bully. It's okay. Listen, sometimes
it stopped. Like I said, after the trash can situation, after that, I didn't bully nobody. In fact, I was taking up for folks. I was fighting other people battles.
I ain't fighting no one.
That's what I was in high school.
You was fighting for everybody.
Yeah, I was like,
listen.
I was a quiet one, but I had brothers, so nobody would mess with me.
See, no one would mess with me because I had like my best friend would beat up everybody.
Oh wow!
So I remember one time she came up to me, and actually it was a girl on my basketball team, and we were like leaving class, and it was I'm gonna throw out your name because it was rude. Her name was Sydney. I didn't like what you said to me, but basically, like, I remember she came up to me one day. She was like, "Kira, you're such a bitch. But no one's gonna do anything to you because they're afraid of Sheena." And I was like, that sounds like a deal to me. I bet. Well, I go about my day. Like, you know, and I was just like, dang, that's crazy how, like, sometimes you can benefit from being friends with the person who's sticking up for everybody or for, you know, doing whatever they're doing or not letting people get bullied.
And that's what happened to me in high school. Because I went to high school, and it was very diverse, but we had a lot of Samoans.
Oh, okay. They huge.
You don't mess with the Samoans,
Right.
but they were my friends.
Like, she was on the right side of the
my
wrong.
friends. In fact, a couple of them, they played football. We won championship every year. They come to me. They were like, little bit. Anybody mess with you, you let us know. We got you. We got you. Don't. anybody pick with you or say anything to you, you let us know. I said, okay. And I went home and I told my mom, I said, Mommy, I said, it's this guy named Pete. They're Samoan and they told me if anybody mess with me, let them know. My mom said, ooh, girl, you don't mess with them Samoans. They come family. They all family. They don't. And I was like, yes.
Like, yo, sometimes when you get it right, you like, all right, bet I got the right friends. Like, I be thinking God every day, like, Lord, he knew he had to give me a friend who was gangster because I weighed like 80 pounds. Like, you know, like, what was I going to do to somebody? Like, you know, like, so I like, God, thank you. You put me in the right space. But, like, even as much as I don't even want to, like, stop talking because, you know, me and you, we be on the phone. We just be running our mouths. Like,
on and on.
all right, Kira, I got to go. I already said that. But we do have to go. But before we do go, I want you to because there's so many more elements to this book. Like, we just touched on one. We actually touched on two parts of the book that you guys are going to get to look at. But you also going to get to figure out when Tonya lost her virginity, how she felt about the dang-a-lang. And the first time that Tonya smoked weed. So all these stories are in this book, and I know you guys will all have similar kind of stories. So what do you want first for people to get from your book, and then second, where can everyone get your book at?
I want this to be more like a self-help book, where you're not going through situations by yourself. You're not the only one. And you can conquer through. And with God on your side, he'll fight your battles.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just want everyone to know what I was made from and how they can get through different challenges and struggles and insecurities, because I was very insecure. I didn't show it. People didn't know it because a lot of my friends who read the book were like, I didn't know you felt that way. I didn't know you did that. I'm like, a lot of things you guys don't know. So my family members, a lot of things they didn't know. So it's information. I'm like a glass house with this book.
No, yeah. Like, I feel like all your I only got clothes around me, guys, so all I can think about is all your clothes came off.
It's like it talks about my first everything. Yeah. And either it was good and went bad, or it was bad and turned good. So
it's a win-win situation for you guys to get this book, because now you guys get to see her face on TV every day, and then you get to kind of like really understand the person, so that when she, doing whatever she doing on this show, you might, be like, well, you know what, she did say that, and that husband must have grabbed her by her arm that she bit her. Her fault. Like, she should have read the book to see how Tonya got down.
Right.
So where can everyone get your book at?
So they can get it on Amazon. I have it on Amazon for other country, for the whole world can get the book. Or you can get an autographed copy if you're in the United States. You can get an autographed copy if you order it from my website, which is www.TonyaReneeBanks.com.
TonyaReneeBanks.com. Thank you so much, Tonya, for coming. And you was on time, and I was not. But I always appreciate. I always have fun talking to you. Like,
thank you. Same.
This is nothing. And thank you guys, everyone out there, for tuning in. Like I always say, if you're in your car, if you're watching through YouTube, if you're on social media, however you're watching, we appreciate you and we love you. And make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube channel, because I bet you want to get some sponsorship. But until then, you guys have a good day. I'm telling you guys, thank you for showing up, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.